folded my paper in half. I've got 4 boxes. We're going to start in box 1, and we're going to do window practice. So this stuff is going to be super simple, but I want you to keep it for tomorrow so that you can reference it. So not every window is just the plain rectangular one. All right, but we are going to start with the plain rectangular one. All right, so simple window. Okay, easy. All right, and then you could have like a taller version where it has more panes in it. These eventually start to look like those little math grids that you do. Yeah, copy me. All right, you could have a single pane, so it's like real skinny. That one kind of looks like a Band-Aid. And then you could turn it the other way, so windows can go the other way as well.
Don't we have these windows on the stairs? On the wall? Like by the stairs. Like in the home. Okay.
Which ones? We have like all sorts of windows.
And there's a wall of words and then it has windows.
Oh yeah. Okay, hold on. All right. And then you could have a circle window. Just a circle with the grid. And you always have to have these grids. I just feel like it makes it look more like a window, but you don't have to have those. And then you could have an arched window, so flat bottom, and then a curved top. All right, so the next one's gonna be an arched window as well. It's gonna be a little bit taller, but don't draw the grid in yet. All right, so I'm gonna draw a line that kind of cuts that rounded part off, so now it looks kind of like a fingernail. And then the bottom will have the grid lines, but the top is gonna be more like the sun's rays, kind of. You ever seen these? I have these in my house. Yeah, like you'll see these. Sometimes churches have them, or like hotels, businesses, older homes. And then we're gonna have peaked windows, so kind of like the arch, but they come to a point, so it's rounded, but then comes to a point. White. All right, and that one could be like this. All right, and like I said, you don't always have to have the window panes. Like old buildings, like castles or anything like that that don't have glass, it could just have dimension. So if I have a square, and then I add a line in the corner, so I add that little line right there, and then a straight up and down line, and a straight line to the back. So it's kind of like you can see the thickness of the window, and then that would be inside. Does that make sense? No? Okay. Like here's inside the house, and this is like the ledge and the side of the wall. All right, let's go to doors. That'll be in box 2. And again, when you do your final, you don't have to use these exactly, but these are just a bunch of different options. You can kind of mix and match however. All right, so we'll start with the basic door, just a rectangle with a doorknob. All right, and then you can have a rectangle doorknob and then any kind of window, so you can stick with just like the simple rectangle.
Most people have that.
All right, and then you could have an arched window or a circle window or a peaked window, whatever. Okay, so I'm not going to draw all those options, but you get where I'm going. Okay, and then one more rectangular door. This is usually like interior doors, the doors that are inside, but I'm just going to draw it anyway. They have like the details in the doors. No, this is like, I mean, it could be glass, but this is like the little box kind of pops out. So technically there would be another one inside, but this is really little. All right. And then we're going to have French doors or double doors. So there's just 2 doors that open on the same side. Sometimes. Some people have these in their front entryway. And then those could have any kind of window. So they could have a full pane window that takes up like the whole door. My doors are a little uneven. Or again, you could have whatever kind of windows in those doors. I'm gonna draw another set. This one could have that arched window above it, like where was it? Oh, like this window did.
That was like a hotel, like elevator.
Yeah. You could also have windows on the side. I keep making everything on the right side a lot bigger.
Yeah, you actually made it kind of look like an elevator.
Well, I mean, if you could also put windows on it, if that helps. Now they look more like doors. Now it looks like a mad vampire or swamp thing. See his eyes? There's like fins on the side of his head, his nose holes. Oh, and then one more set of doors. So I'm gonna draw the frame. Actually, go ahead and just start with a little square-ish rectangle. This is gonna be like those like saloon doors, the swinging doors. You know, like the cowboys always walk into, you know, movies. No. All right. So we're going to draw a line that goes all the way across, a little bit lower than halfway. So like halfway would be there. I'm a little bit lower than that. All right, and then I'm going to draw a line up, not all the way up, but up to separate the two doors. All right, and then you could just go straight across, but I feel like that's a little bit boring. So if you have like a curve and then it flattens, curve, and then it flattens. Okay, and then I'm going to add just a little trim. So I'm going to follow that shape up and then down, up and then down, and then little lines across, bless you, like shutters have. All right, so let's go to box 3, and I would turn it landscape. So if yours is already landscape, great. If not, I would turn it landscape. What we're going to do here is like the tops of the buildings. So again, you've got multiple options, so they're not all just straight across. All right, but we will start with the straight one. So just a skinny, skinny rectangle. And then another simple one would just be the peak. So these two are pretty basic. All right, so the other ones, they're a little more elaborate. You don't have to use them all, but I would not, when you get to your final, I wouldn't do like just all those. I can show you kind of mine, just so you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not done with it, but you can at least see kind of where I'm going with it with all these different roof line options. Okay. All right. Make sure. Let's do, all right, so this one's going to be, it's going to have a little part on top that's flat. It comes down. And then the sides are flat. Like where you first, second, third place? Yeah. Yeah, school kind of has something like that too. And then some of these kind of last period was saying they look like the Alamo. All right, this one's going to be kind of like this one, but an extra little step. So it goes up, 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 and then down, down. All right. Next we're going to do like little columns on the side. So column, let me move that over a little bit. Leave a space. column. And then between there, you could connect it with a straight line. I'm going to connect it with a little peak. Remember, these are going to be like buildings. Okay. And then we're going to do this one kind of again, just like flip-flopped. So the little column part will be in the middle. And then the peak comes down next to it. All right, and then, all right, so now we're going to have some arches. We only have like 3 more, and then we're done. So if you're running out of space, don't panic. All right, so this one's just going to have an arch in the middle. All right, next one's just going to, it's basically the same thing, but it has like a step under it. Participation grade. All right, last one. This could be like a clock tower or a church. So it's just like this, and this is the top. This would continue if you had another building. But just a tower with a peaked roof and then a flat on the side. And then that's the last one for the roof lines. For that box. We got one more box and then we're done. But we only have 3 minutes. All right. Go to box 4. All right, so this is just going to be little extras, so this is kind of random. So we're going to start with shutters, start with a simple window. And then shutters are just rectangles that come off the side of the window. Mine's kind of crazy looking. And then add the trim, so another little rectangle inside. It's not. And then little lines. Okay, so that's shutters, and that could go on almost all the windows. I don't know how they would look on like the arched ones or the peaked ones or the circle one. I don't know how that would work, but a clock, that's pretty simple. And that could go like in that little tower or if you had it somewhere else. All right, next is stairs, which some of y'all did this on your warm-up, but we're going to start with a trapezoid. Okay, because remember, things that go away from us get smaller, so that's our step going away from us. The one looking at us is a rectangle. And then we do a trapezoid and a rectangle. I'm only going to do 3 stairs. Another trapezoid, another rectangle, and then you have stairs. It's just trapezoid, rectangle, trapezoid, rectangle. Okay, I'll have to look at it. I can't see it from here. All right, a balcony, kind of the same thought process, except the rectangle and trapezoid are bigger. So long rectangle, and then a trapezoid on top. What? 1 more minute. All right, and then, so this would be, like, imagine like a door is here. You don't have to draw this. And it walks out onto the balcony. So then you don't want to fall off, so you need the guardrails. So we draw lines coming off these little edges here. Then they connect them. And again, if this stuff gets confusing, you don't have to add it on your final, but just try it. Yeah, this one's probably the most confusing because there's so many little lines. But at least try it. All right, so there's my little balcony. That could be a porch as well. All right, so an awning. This is like the area that protects you from the rain. It's a trapezoid with columns. That's it. Just the only thing with this, make sure the little poles are further out than your wall. So you don't have to draw this part, but your wall should be back here, and like your doors and windows would be back here. You just don't want your pole even with that. No. A dormer, that's like those windows that like pop out. Kindergarten style house. 3 lines that come off and connect them. And then whatever kind of window there. The next parts are easy. Well, 3 are review, 1's easy. All right, if you're doing a sign, you'd have a rectangle or whatever shape sign. You're going to write in all caps. Okay, and you could leave it like that. Just keep it simple. Or if you wanted to, you could add little lines on the ends to make it like just a little fancier. All right, the other 3, don't even draw them. Just to review, broken glass, if you have broken glass, bricks, and then if you had like a boarded up window. Yeah, where you gotta go. All right, but review from yesterday. All right, go ahead and start cleaning up.